Okay, so I just smoked one pipe of Cali Mist and one pipe of Warlock. And the Warlock is a lot harsher than the Cali Mist, and I think it's because of the content of CBD in it. I mean, with the content like 17%, that's like for every gram of CBD, this is approximately, for every gram of CBD in that weed, there are 4 grams of weed. So, you know, it's a big difference when like one weed has twice as much CBD as another weed, you know what I mean? We're going from 8% to 17%, so yeah, and it's quite nice because it's a lovely buzz. It really is lovely buzz. I love that Warlock. It's a lovely buzz. What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Okay, I'll just move on to something else, you know. So yes, I've been going on about negative thought loops a bit, yeah. And I'm thinking about a child, okay, and I think that child is me when I was about 7 years old, right? And I'm holding space for that. The area that I lived in, right, was Wild Lake, okay, and I remember hearing the cars moving around outside and feeling, and I suppose that this is where emotions come from. You know, when these cycles of negative thought can be got rid of, yeah, through like just ignoring them over and over and over, you know, it opens up the emotions, because I remember feeling emotions when, like, I remember like a car would move outside, yeah, this is nighttime. It was us 3 boys, you know, it was me, Nigel and Greg, in the same room, and I remember the car would move and it would make such a beautiful sound as it moved, yeah, so relaxing, so hypnotic, yeah. And you'd see like the headlights moving around on the ceiling, you know, and it would be like this really beautiful experience, you know. When a car moved outside, it was like, yay, another one, you know. And I think that negative thought loops about the people who are driving those cars, you know, in my estate, your estate, any estate, you know, are what keeps away those beautiful, keeps away the emotions, you know. And you know how, like, they say on Tumblr, "Oh, it's everywhere, this thing." It's like a little bottle, and it says, "Keep that shit bottled up." A little bottle that says emotions, and it says, "Keep that shit bottled up." Well, like, I'm feeling like this is a way to unlock and free the emotions. And I know that I'm just saying what Stephanie Lynn, um, Stephanie Lynn Stephanie Lynn something, what she said about the negative thought loops, but, um, I think I used to hold a state of mind where I would be fully present, um, all of the time, and I would have no boundaries because I would be such a good listener. I would be listening and somebody could be like trying to manipulate me and I would just be listening. Um and it was actually very healthy because um no, I take it back. It wasn't very healthy. But staying present is very healthy, but I think too much of it is not very healthy. But like when a negative thought loop came along, I didn't even notice myself doing it, but when that negative thought loop, whatever genre of negative thought loop it was, yeah, would come along, I would follow it and I would think it and I would believe it. You know, I to be honest, I don't know if I'm lying. Well, not lying, but I don't know if I'm telling this wrong. Um, I I don't think that. I think yes, I had a negative thought loop, sort of like every now and then, but like it's just people outside. Um, I think to be honest, like I had I, I had such small negative thought loops that it wasn't ever a problem. I think where I became unstuck was that I wouldn't think, because there is such a thing as like healthy thought. There's like, for example, there's the manifestation that I want to do in my life for voluntary work, for a really, really dope ass voluntary work job, yeah. Something that I really enjoy, something that's of a higher vibration than what I'm doing at the moment, right? Is what I'm going for. And I'm just a bit distracted by something I did that was forceful. It was forceful. I mean, it was assertive, yes, but um anyway, so I feel that my problem, I mean, it's not really a problem as such. Well, it was a problem as such because I wouldn't think and I had no boundaries and I wasn't assertive because I was always staying present and listening to what people said. I broke my leg. People were using me. I involved the police to stop it from happening. And then I went round there and I apologized and I said, look, I'm sorry. And they made me smoke 2 rocks of crack in one drag, you know, and the next day I jumped out my window and I broke my leg. So um, I feel that clearly um, there's a positive part, which is that I didn't have the negative thought loops. And it was very healing because um, it kept me more positive, you know. But the problem was that because I was being used by people, that was putting me in negativity. So it was a it was a condition of growth. It was better than, say, like a regular state of mind from like an, you know, your normal Joe negative person, right? And I did hit over 3 years, I did heal a great deal, and here I am, and I'm like 1,000,000% more happier than I was then. But um, yeah, I was present too much, and that brought in a lot of negativity because um, and I guess I had anger because you know how they say, I read on the internet, yeah, that assertiveness reduces stress and it reduces anger. So clearly, I had a lot of anger, but I would, what I would do is I would shut down my emotions, and that included anger. I felt like it was wrong to get angry, and I would never get angry, you know, which is probably, well, you could say like it's a good thing because anger hurts people's feelings, but um, if I'd have got angry, then I would have put a stop to being used, and I never would have got into such a desperate situation with what was going on, you know. Um, so I don't know really. The change to now is that I suppose I finally got to a point that I wanted to make, but I really explained a lot of other things in this video, which is that I take time to think. Like I say, I'm thinking about how I'm going to go about getting the most dope ass, high vibration voluntary work that I can get. You know, I'm thinking about how I'm going to go about that. Like logical working things out. Can I do this? Can I do that? If I do this, will that happen? You know, playing chess really with the situation, you know, to try and get the best out of it. And so what I'll do is I'm doing three things really at the moment. I'm keeping negative thought loops out of my mind because you know how I said about the car and the headlights on the ceiling and all the good feelings and everything like that. And those are emotions, and I want to be feeling emotions, right? So there's that. No negative thought loops. And then there's staying present. I like to stay present sometimes, fully present. And I'll alternate. I'll go from staying fully present for an hour to thinking about my problems and how to solve them for an hour to back to staying present to back to, you know, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and that's what I'll do. So I hope you enjoyed hearing the contents of my mind, how the way that I think and feel is changing lately, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.